Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody. I am happy to be here today, and I have a little treat for you guys today because one of my wonderful subscribers named Jose just came back from Ukraine, and he had a long trip, which is always a benefit because you get to know the culture and people better. And while his impressions are fresh, he kindly agreed to just share his experiences that he had in Ukraine. And Jose, would you like to introduce yourself? And tell us what brought you to Ukraine to begin with.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much, Veronica, for having me on. And hello, everybody. It started I would say late summer, maybe August, September. That's when I registered for a conference in Kiev. And I've never been to Kiev before, so that was very interesting. And after I registered for the conference, I went on YouTube just to do some research on what Kiev is like. And then, of course, I ran into Veronica, your videos. And so I decided to contact you, me being, I've never been in Kiev before. And I'm very glad that you, took the time to really help me out. You even helped me find an Airbnb last October when I was just staying for several days. And then you connected me with, your sister and brother-in-law, as well as Anna, your very good friend in Kiev. And so that was my first visit to Kiev. And it was a very short stay, just several days, less than a week. My first impressions were, wow, this city is pretty modern. And the place where I was staying was very nice. I think it was one of the nicer neighborhoods. It's like maybe a business district area, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, so that's how I came to know about Kiev, is through an investment conference. Yeah.
Yes, and back then I felt, oh my gosh, 5 days, I just need 5 days to sleep in after the flight. Like, it's pretty rough. I mean, it's one hell of a ride it's a serious pressure, but it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, that's right. And then after that trip, I felt like, wow, I got to come back just to really see and understand the city and the people and the culture and stuff like that. So, and hence my latest 6-week trip to Kiev.
Yeah. I still remember the surprise you had at the Bitcoin conference.
Yeah, it was conducted in Russian, and I didn't understand a word of it. And then so I was like, oh, okay, well, at least I get to do some sightseeing with Anna, your friend Anna. So
yes, Anna is my friend, and she's going to be a guide on our next trip that is coming up almost next month, because we are almost in June. So in July, Anna is going to be heavily helping us, and Jose gets the pleasure of meeting her because she's really a wonderful person.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Yes, she's very friendly, right?
Yes, extremely friendly. Once you get to know her, it's really blessing, because this past visit, during the second week, I got really ill. I think I was just adapting to the water and the food and stuff like that. And when I was not feeling well, it was Anna, her husband, Valera. They were really looking after me. They bought me over-the-counter medication, delivered it to my Airbnb flat where I was, bought me water, and wow, it was like family. They were treating as if, I was a family member. So
nice. This is the real, it's not even, I just wanted to say about the friendship. It's not even for us, like for the good people, it's not even going extra mile. It's just being a friend. It's just being a human. And I have so many people, unfortunately, they have not so great experiences because they connect with people sometimes on the websites, and these people basically their main interest is how to make you spend the money, you know, some internet dates and so forth. And Jose had some of that too. But when you meet real friends and network, and you meet friend of a friend, a lot of people, they, you know, they put their heart into it, and they want to make sure that you just had a good time. Like, they don't care about getting something from you. What they want is they would, like we have the saying in Ukraine, they would give the last short to make sure you're safe, because they feel responsible for you in their country.
Yes.
Is that how that felt? They were like
Yes.
really taking care?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And also, I remember there was this one time when I was doing some grocery shopping. Of course, I don't speak Russian. And so the cashier was asking me something I didn't understand. And the person in front of me, after she had checked out, she was putting her groceries into her bag. She turned around and saw that I had this puzzled look. And she actually helped me translate. So that's a very pleasant experience that I had, was that Ukrainians, they're very helpful to foreigners.
I think they feel empathy, especially, you know, the people that know it's how difficult it is when you don't speak the language, and they just feel that inner desire to just take care of you, to help you. So, you know, because they realize you having a challenge. It's not easy to be in a country when you don't speak the language.
Yeah, that's right.
So, well, would you like to share also that, you know, your mission that you found in Ukraine?
I'm sorry,
your mission?
Oh, you mean why I was there?
Yes, not just, you know, the second time, like what was your purpose second time, and
okay.
How do you feel about your mission?
My mission? Well, okay, the second time I was there is really to help a new church plant. And so what they needed was for me to help with reaching out to English speakers. And so what I did was I was just walking around Shevchenko Park, right next to Shevchenko University.
Beautiful park.
Very beautiful. I love the tulips there. And so I was just looking for English speakers, and just talking to them and inviting them to the new church plant that is being established. That's really my main goal. Of course, I really enjoyed spending time just talking to people as well, and learning about the life in Kiev and Ukraine. Yeah. So that was my objective, is to integrate, understand a day in the life of Ukrainian in Kiev, if you will. That was part of my job as well.
Yeah, and I just think it's wonderful that this time you had the possibility to take like a substantial amount of time, like 6 weeks. Isn't that, you know, like it's such a great experience that you can really say that you experienced everyday life. You know, you've been to Subway, you've been to parks. Right. What are some of your favorite places that you went, or favorite memories or experiences?
Favorite?
and then you can tell if you'd like to share what's your not so favorite. You can do that too, or whatever comes like to your mind. Maybe something that's slightly shocking.
Slightly shocking. Okay, I'll start with week 1. On week 1, when I started to walk around in Kiev, I guess the first time I visited, I didn't stay long enough to realize that Kiev is very hilly. So on Google Maps, I was just mapping out, trying to understand how I would get from point A to point B, like where the office is from where my Airbnb was located at. And so it was, I thought, it's just a 20-minute walk. But then half of that 20 minutes is uphill. So it was just brutal. The first week was, I look like I'm fit, but I'm actually not. I found out that I'm not so fit. So that was it was quite an awakening for me. And then now that I've come back, right, I've had 6 weeks to really, it felt like marching, training like a soldier. You march, right? And then now that I'm back in the US, in New Jersey, I try to maintain that habit. So I'm scheduling my meetings and appointments such that they're more spaced out, so I can walk to some of these locations like the post office, the restaurants, and so on and so forth. Before, I used to really schedule things, pack as many meetings as possible in one day. So I'm forced to drive, but I'm changing that habit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because in terms of 6 months, I know you're planning to go back once again. It's going to make a huge difference. You're going to be able to walk a lot more. And you know what, guys, I just want to tell you once again, it can actually bring you, like, you can get your health on the next level, because we were not meant to sit all day. You know, nature did not create us to be and did not create us to drive. I actually think we taken off years of our life by sitting. And I love that Jose is actually now rescheduling the way he's doing things so he can get his walk. And, you know, that is awesome.
Yeah. And then in terms of favorite spots, wow, there are so many. I'll start with the restaurants.
Okay.
I'm now a fan of Georgian food. Of course, if you're talking about fast food, it would be Pusata Hata. So if you plan on taking the group to Pusata Hata, that's great. Food is cheap. It costed me, I guess, for lunch, maybe $3 US because of the exchange rate. And the food is, I love borscht. And then what are some places that I've been to? I don't know the names. I don't remember the names of the places, but there are quite a few parks. There was this area that had military vehicles, planes and helicopters from the Soviet era, I'm thinking.
Did Anya take you there?
Her husband did. Her husband.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I've heard about that. We can put it on our plan too. It's kind of fun. It's kind of unusual.
Yeah, that is. And very beautiful scenery just by the Dnieper River. And you can look across to the other side. It's mainly residential high rises on the other side, if I remember correctly. Very beautiful.
I will see if we can add that to the, because, you know, I was taken away with the Shevchenko Park, because my last travel, it's been 7 years since I traveled. So last year it was my first travel in a while. And I just love that it feels so good. It has so much shade. It has all kinds of drinks or snacks if you want them. But my favorite part of it was the benches, you know, this like very interesting shaped benches. And then at night, they light up the Shevchenko building. The university is red. And then light it up at night. It looks like you're somewhere downtown Paris. I mean, it's just, isn't it beautiful? And they have, I don't know if you've seen it at night. It's incredible.
No, I was told to be careful at night. Best to stay at home, I was told. So
no.
All right, okay. I'll check it out next time I'm there.
You know, I would tell you this. If you have company, and, you know, as you know already, some of my friends, next time you travel, I'll make sure that you have, because, you know, Anya has family and she needs to take care of somebody, but I definitely do not recommend you staying home in the evening.
Okay,
it's not like Detroit, Michigan, you know. I mean, not even like Lansing, Michigan. I mean, you know, there is something about it when at night the lights come up everywhere. Yes, I wouldn't recommend you go to some, you know, some
shady area.
Yeah, some in the middle of nowhere. But there is so much light. Like they have all this like street lights and building lights, and there is a lot of nice events going on sometimes at night. So you tell me, we'll make sure that, you know, you can just go. And I don't suggest you anything extreme, but I think you would enjoy to see a little bit of evening. It's beautiful. It's really nice. And it's not as busy as, like, you know, in the rush time in the daytime.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. And then something else that I wanted to check out there are a lot of museums in Kiev. And I was told that is there an aviation museum?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I would like to check that out. And I think there's also a museum that talks about history of Kiev or Ukraine or something like
Of
that.
course,
All
of
right,
course.
that one I would like to check out next time I visit. Yeah.
Yeah, we have, of course, museums and cathedrals. My favorite is probably Andreevsky Cathedral and Sofievsky. All these beautiful golden domes and stuff. It's just really spectacular. And man, do you agree that 1 week is I mean, you just get barely anything. It's just like a short introduction.
Yeah, I would recommend at least 2 weeks, 2 week visit, because
I agree.
you still have to adapt to the time difference there. And then for me, ideally, in hindsight, I would go 3 to 4 weeks. That would be optimal. That would be the best, the ultimate. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, what were things that, were like culture shock for you? Like, do you have any?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
no, first of all, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but please tell my subscribers your background, because you have like a very interesting background. Like, your name is Jose, but you're Chinese. You were born in Nicaragua.
Yes, that's right.
And now you are in US.
Yeah, I'm a Canadian citizen, and I recently became a US resident.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I've been to many different places, I guess you can say.
Yeah. How do you identify yourself with which culture?
I have no idea, to be honest. So people have asked me that, and I lay it all out, and I ask them, okay, what do you think?
So you're a citizen of the world, right?
I guess. But here's the thing. The thing that I really connect with Ukrainians is that, generally speaking, it's a traditional and conservative values that they hold. That's correct? I'm like that too, in terms of my Chinese culture. Like, I have 2 younger sisters. The youngest one is most westernized, I guess you can say, very liberal. And then me, I'm at the other end of the spectrum, being more traditional and conservative. I find that I really mix in well with Ukrainian culture. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yes, it was interesting because when I was in Ukraine, I didn't know it was conservative. I mean, somewhat traditional. I didn't know that. Because when I came here, I realized that only here that, my friends consider me anything but, conservative or traditional. But here, when you come, you have this experience, the way you do things, the way like you raise your child, the way you communicate, the standard you put on your relationships or on your communication, even the lifestyle, the way what you eat, what you dress, how you take care of yourself. I was like, in Ukraine, I'm nothing of being conservative or traditional, but here I'm conservative and traditional. Isn't that insane?
That's funny.
Because in Ukraine, I have friends who are really conservative and really traditional. Like, they, you look interested.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't mind meeting them.
Right, but it has downside because it's kind of, so I think out of the box. That's what I'm here. And, some of my Ukrainian friends, they would not decide, to go to another country and explore and have no guarantees what's going to happen, and learning the language and learning all the other things. So for them, I'm a total rebel, So isn't it interesting how, so if they're too much conservative, it could be the downside that they are not open so much to risk, to innovation, to not only travel but live in another city or country.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, your friends, they travel, right? They've been to other parts of.
Some do, some don't.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow. That's really traditional and conservative then. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them think that like they don't see me anymore as Ukrainian, you know.
Okay. All right.
Because I don't look at life is 9 to 5 job. You know, you have to have 5 dishes for dinner, or it's, you know, it's ruined. Like you have to, like, because because we look at the world differently, and I do believe that traveling is helping you to expand.
I agree. And I know that back in the olden days, somebody who's really educated and learned was also a traveler. Like in Europe, somebody in, say, Germany who was educated, that person's been to Italy, Spain, and maybe speaks multiple languages. That's somebody who is truly educated with life experience and so on and so forth. The way you think is different too. I agree. Yeah.
Travel is probably one of the best educations because, you know, there is a theory and practice.
Yes.
And I want to tell the guys who think, oh, you know, yes, we all strive to be better, to maybe learn the language, to maybe, you know, improve our mind, spirit, and body. But if you have an opportunity or you create an opportunity, you jump on it now. And then, because you will never be perfect to, you know, if you want to date, you have to date now, not wait till you're working on yourself meanwhile, but you have to throw yourself out there, because here's an excuse, like, you will never be ready. Like, if I would wait till I lose my accent to do the videos, it might not be any videos for another 50 years.
Right.
So you just gotta jump in, and some people are gonna love your imperfections or your unique things, or and you will be like Jose, that learning from the real life and not just from the book. So I read this about Ukraine. Yes, it's great to learn, but if you have a chance to practice, you got to go after.
Yeah, that's right. I agree. Yeah. And just another point I'd like to share is, as soon as you start talking to the locals in Kiev and they hear that you have, you're a native English speaker, right away they're interested in conversing with you, dialoguing with you. And so I thought, wow, that's an interesting experience. Yeah.
Because I guess they don't get still as much of it, so they think it's like a unique opportunity to expand their horizons.
I see. Yeah.
And without the travel, you know, because you came to them.
Yeah, that's right.
They see it as a unique opportunity to, like, wow, you know, they're pretty fascinated with meeting, you know, people from the other countries.
That's right. Yeah.
I want to ask you this question about, you know, we just talk about experiences, and you when we talked on the phone last week, you told me something about getting out of the box, or little how did you call this? Remember when you said that Anya was saying, hey, let's go have this experience, and you're like, and then you
yeah. I think I'm too structured. I think that's the word that I used is I'm used to certain habit. You know, we're creatures of habit. But then initially when, you know, an idea is proposed, recommended, hey, let's do this, let's do that. I'm like, that's okay. I didn't come here for vacation. That was my initial thought. And then somehow I decided, okay, let's check it out. And then, wow, I did not regret going to the park. Going to Mezhegori is one of the parks I went. And then going to the rollerblading. Yeah. And then I also did some wall climbing at Zhenya's, where you work. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Great. Yeah. So yeah. So just doing something that you're not used to doing on a everyday basis, just going out there and trying it out.
How does it feel afterwards, you know, when you overcome that kind of comfort feelings that, you know, I don't need this, but how do you feel like, how do you feel after you've done it and you like?
Yeah. Okay. This is the lesson that I learned. The next time Anna says, "Hey, Jose, let's try this. Let's go there," I'm going to seriously consider it. I'm not going to just dismiss it. That was my lesson learned. Yeah.
And here's the question. It's like we all want to get the most of our experience, right? It's not funny how when we are kids, we're like all over the place. Like, you want to do yes, like you want to yes, like
Yeah.
And then we're like, it's almost like we are kind of like deflating into this person that, well, this is not on my plan. So also you're not on a strict plan there because it's a exploration, and I just always wonder like what's behind this.
Yeah, that's right. It's just, I think it's just life in the US might do that to you. That is my guess. I don't know why. You think it's true? Is that why you're laughing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you have another question to you? Did you notice, because I'm from Ukraine, so I feel that when I come there, I feel aliveness. Like I feel spontaneity and aliveness.
Right.
Like being in the moment, not worrying so much about the the practical things, and being like a robot all the time. Like you feel you're alive. You have moment to like appreciate something, and you're in the moment.
Right. Yeah. And by the way, the longer you spend in Kiev, because you're usually walking from point A to point B. Okay. So as you're exercising that, right?
Yes. You're growing your muscles.
Level, yeah, exactly. The first maybe 1 or 2 days you'll be in pain, but you get used to it, and I think your body adapts, and you're more energetic. I guess the word is
it
that.
is.
Yeah.
And you're happier because know the walks, the exploration make you happy. And I love walking, so I do walk almost every day, but I do miss having like living in a really in a city that I can go walk for exercise, but I can also go walk as an event, because when you go downtown for a walk, it's an event, because there is a lot to see. You can socialize. What do you think about social life in Ukraine?
There's an abundance of it, and I didn't take advantage of that.
Why?
But okay, because as I was telling Anna, I'm not here on vacation. I have a job to do and stuff like that, right? Yeah, you're rolling your eyes. Okay, yes, I know. I'll spend a little bit more time checking out the social life next time I visit Kiev. How's that? Not good enough.
We need to talk. I hope that you really will, because I mean, you got spoiled because I introduced you to Anna, and you kind of she basically, her and then Lena and her family, I mean, they're kind of your friends, is there. But I believe that there is something about interacting with people and meeting people, and just it's something that it's not so easy to have here. And I don't know why, because in Ukraine you can meet people just briefly, and then they become your friends. In US, I don't know, maybe tell me if I'm wrong, it takes a long time to to really become close friends with somebody. It take a lot. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but does it make sense?
I would say it's because when you find people that are like-minded, then things happen fast. You get close very quickly. For me, I think Ukrainians are quite intelligent, very intelligent. Their education, they read a lot. They love to read, and they're very creative. I should say creative. They're very like their sense of humor, their sarcasm is what I really enjoy. Like smart humor, if that makes sense.
Wow, thank you. I felt like It's really great that it's just really great to know that there are people who enjoy it, because some people get offended here
No,
when
no, no.
when you. So I agree with you. It's so much more fun, like spice to the conversation when there is a like smart humor, like,
Yeah,
and there's a little
yeah,
game going on.
yeah. I notice it's more likely to happen in like Europe,
Yeah.
European countries, and because I've had a friend from Croatia,
Mm-hmm.
friends from London. They're pretty humorous too,
Mm-hmm.
sarcastic. Mind you, their humor is kind of dark at times, but
But it's fun. It makes
still
it so
funny.
much
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Here sometimes people are so sensitive that you want to make a joke and you might end up in the court. So not
Yeah.
everybody. So I think when you create your circle, like I have made friends here that love to have fun conversation.
Good. Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's really exciting for me to hear that you had such a great time, because honestly I know that it's not a perfect, there is nothing perfect. There are bumps on the road, there are sometimes people can be you know not so nice to you. You might run into somebody, but it's kind of like being exploring the real world. That's,
Hmm.
I think, that's like not staying in a resort. Like when you travel to another country and you stay in a resort, so you basically never left your country, because you're staying in a hotel with people from your hometown.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The best thing to do is just integrate with the locals. That's what I
Hmm.
recommend. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then
Well,
if you've got trusted guides like people Veronica would, connect you with, right? Even better. Because how much money would you pay really to find a connection that you can really trust when you're in a
mhm.
foreign land, right? What kind of price tag do you put on that? To me, that's priceless.
Yes, I agree. I
Yeah.
Because when you were there, I had no worries, because I know Anna is looking out for you.
Hmm.
And this is what happens, guys, when you network, when you actually get off from the fake websites and you meet real people, their friends or somebody that you trust. It just gives you that experience of being a part of a community, making real friendships, and um just knowing that the people that work with you, if you like forgot your wallet or you're in some kind of trouble, they will stand for you. Like, they will make sure you're safe, and there is no price tag on this, because when you dealing with some kind of scammers, like, you don't know what's gonna come
Exactly.
out. And you had one of the experiences with a kind of scammer, right? Kind of.
Um, I guess
Yes,
yes.
you
I
did.
did. I did meet with the lady, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't a good fit. Oh yeah, you're right. It was good because she ultimately said, "Oh, I lost my computer or something like that. Can you send me money so I can get a new one?" Or something like that?" I don't remember. This is like some time ago, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for jogging my memory. Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that time, I was like, okay, forget this. I'm not. I don't really plan on meeting anybody in Ukraine. But after my second visit, um, I shouldn't bucket everybody into the same category. That's the thing. And I
Oh.
got a chance to really see, some people are really good, nice people, very friendly in
Mm-hmm.
Kiev, Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I plan to go back in September, October this year. And we'll see. I mean, yeah, what the
I
future.
hope I hope that we will intersect, because I
Yeah.
mean we going in July, but I'm staying there till mid-August.
Hmm.
So I'm planning to maybe go like late October,
Okay.
beginning of November, because I have another little group. But it would be awesome to see you there.
Yeah,
If
nice, nice. Yeah.
yes.
I heard the weather is still nice in September, October, November. Is that true? It's
September
cooler,
you
but
September usually is really good. October is getting cooler, but it you just don't know. It's like Michigan. It's gonna be very nice. It can be like rain and wind. But you know what? I mean, we live once, so worrying about oh my gosh, it's gonna rain. Like, yeah, it can rain, it can be wind, it can be like wind, but it's probably gonna be some beautiful fall days with the colored leaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
November can be cold though. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, just to share a little bit about me, because I grew up in Vancouver, Canada, it rains a lot there. So if it
Mm-hmm.
rains, I feel actually right at home.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and it's kind of, you can go to different cafes and, it's so affordable and you can
Yeah.
have a treat. Some people are trying to save a lot, but when I go to Ukraine, I have the mentality of, okay, this is a place where I can live like a queen and I might as well go for it because it's like, gives you the juice of just enjoying the fine things, and it kind of stimulates you to become, you getting a treat, and it's kind of like stimulates you to become better and better at what you do, and um, like go further in what you can afford. Like it's kind of like a stimulation of like enjoy the, we are here to experience and enjoy not only the hard work but
Yeah.
also things that it can inspire us. It's like an investment.
Yeah, that's right. I agree. Yeah.
Like, do you agree that you can, you can go to a nice restaurant and have like beautiful china set and having like beautiful tea and be like maximum like $5, you like you have to go to upscale place here in US to have that experience.
Yeah, that's right. I remember last October, I had dinner with 3 other people. We had, full course meal, appetizer, main course, and dessert, as well as 2 rounds of drinks. And it costed only $50 US.
Mm-hmm.
If it were in the US, the drinks alone would have exceeded $50.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
it's kind of like experience.
Yes,
I don't just look at it as the food. It's like having an experience.
that's
So
right. Yeah.
guys, I want to tell you, I have to respect Jose's time because he is a busy guy. I'm very honored that you had time for us, to just share your, impressions. And Anna had so much, she enjoyed your company over the top so much. You're just a great representative of the Western world, if I can say. But we, I'm saying, if
Oh,
I can
that's
say,
very
because
kind of you to say
thank you. I think we are frozen. So for a little bit, yes. Well,
Oh,
so
yeah.
guys, post your comments, post your questions. We are going to Ukraine July 14th to July 24th. We might still have 1 or 2 spots left, but they are pretty much ready. Um, ask your questions, put some comments, and I hope you enjoyed this time. Thank you for being with us. And well, I'll see if you like this kind of videos, and I will see if I can make more of them. Thank you
All right.
so much, and thank you, Jose.
Thank you, Veronica. And I hope the people that are traveling to Ukraine prepare well. It's going to be a wonderful experience. I hope that you will fall in love with Kiev and want to go back just like me.
Yay! I hope so too. Thank you.
All right. Take care.